What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. Today we are going to take a look at Deadpool. This is on the verge of Deadpool announcing that they have a battling version of Deadpool. I made a video of that. I'm going to get that, but I'm not going to lie, a little salty here because I kept this in my pile of loot for almost 3 months. I had this a while back and I was like, I'm gonna hold on to this because what if they announce it? Then I'm just gonna go ahead and cancel it. And then I'm getting near the 90-day period where I can keep my figure, but I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll just get this. And lo and behold, the moment I got this and review it, 2 weeks later, they went ahead and announced that. But you know what, life is short. I don't mind. Kind of sucks, not gonna lie, but it's not the end of the world. I'll get 2 Deadpools. You know what? I love this. I like this figure. I'm sure I'm going to love that too. There's certain elements of this figure that is also nice that is not present to that Deadpool. Mainly baby pool, dog pool, head pool. You can swap out the eyes, you know, baby carrier. All cute stuff. Sure. You know, if you haven't gotten a Deadpool yet, for me, that is the better Deadpool, you know, just because of the 2 extra head sculpts. Sure, you don't have the ability to change eyes, which is kind of big when it comes to Deadpool, because that shows expression, you know, and it coincides with his hand gestures. Deadpool is one of those characters where normally I wouldn't, you know, use the eyes, but he's so expressive. That is one main aspect of his character that is always fun to have with Deadpool, and it's not that present if you can't swap out the eyes. But in here, as you can see, you have Baby Pool right here, which is a pretty cool figure in or accessory in it by itself. I don't know why my camera is not focusing right now, but it is pretty cool, this Baby Pool. And then you got, you know, an assortment of eyes again, which is not present to the newer ones. And with Baby Pool, you get those 2 bottles. You get a bunch of eyes. You know, the hand accessories are there as well. This one is not the special edition with the Golden Desert Eagle. Funny enough, when I had that on pre-order, this is the baby carrier. I had that on pre-order, and then they teased that battling version, so I canceled it. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna wait for that. And then they never announced it for months and end. So I was just like, you know what, F that. This became available at Big Bad, so I was like, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the first opportunity for a Deadpool, because now I don't have any Deadpool. I have the gray version, but I was like, I'm gonna get this. And then, you know, like I said, there you go, they announced it. But hey, I have like 10 Batmans. What's 3 Deadpools, right? So we'll take a closer look at the accessories on this next one right here. Then you got assortment of hands. You see this hand right here. This is, I think, the gun holding hand. Yeah, not the gun holding hand, like the gesture here. I like the details. You know, there's the gold panels in here, which has some. This is the heart. You know, like this is newer. Technically, that is used to hold the baby carrier, which is this one. You know, you can have him hold both sides. He's like Bane or something. But this is a fun accessory to have. You don't need to have this, you know, which is, it's not present on the battling version. You don't need this. But Deadpool is one of those fun characters. He's just fun to have. That it's cool. Whatever fun things that you could get, like this, his gun, I believe this is a 50 caliber Desert Eagle as well. This is not the gold plated ones that he got from Nice Pool. You got some Deadpool insignia on the magazine. I'm planning to get Nice Pool as well, so I didn't stress out on that, you know, golden guns. The base is not, you know, I'm not worried about that. So I'm gonna get Nice Pool. Heck, I'll get battling version. There's no doubt about it. 2 Deadpools, sure, whatever. Would have been nice if I only had 1, but 2 it is. Then I can keep the other battling version. I think that's Hull and Oates or whatever. I don't even know what that means. Let me know in the comments. This is not a die cast, so this is plastic. That wouldn't. Obviously, I'm having issues with my with my focusing right now, but it's not Now, again, would I prefer a die cast for Hot Toys? Sure, because his grip is strong anyway. It's not that heavy, so I don't mind die cast at all. This is Dogpool, aka Mary Poppins, same as I got from Ladypool, but without the goggles. I wish Ladypool was sitting, or this was sitting, or like in a different pose. Just removing the goggles, I mean, I guess it's better, but it doesn't feel like a brand new accessory. And this is Baby Pool, which is pretty cool. You got some baby bottles in there that he can hold. He can put it on his holster as well. He can move around. He got this binky in him. You can remove the eyes as well and swap them out, which is pretty cool in it by itself. You got some ankle movement in there. You can move his legs, his stubby legs, and also his arms. So again, this Deadpool has a lot of cool accessories. You see that swap out eyes. So between Baby Pool, Dog Pool, and Head Pool, I don't know how much you put value in those, but they're fun. They're fun accessories to have if you do buy the battling version, because that's going to be the issue here. So you're probably going to have to get a set of eyes, to move that around, just to swap it out. I don't know. I'm guessing that head sculpt still has the magnetic move. This one, Head Pool, which was only present before on the Sideshow version. So these are all the accessories that is not present on that battling version. So if you want this, I would suggest you jump on this as well. Just have two Deadpools at it. And this is the non-exclusive base that comes with this figure. It's nice. It doesn't take a whole lot of space. That traditional hexagonal base there with this little tool on the side, so you can attach Head Pool, on the back of his head. So he's like standing like so, and then I would never use this waist clamp on Deadpool. Yeah, that's just gonna damage him. So for the overall outfit, this looks good. This is the best, I would say, feeling when it comes to tailoring out of my gray suit Deadpool and the first Deadpool. I don't know, for some reason it doesn't feel like it's gonna peel. It feels different, like the red version at least. The black part, I'm not so sure. The black part looks a very thin leather that might or might not flake over time. That was my main issue with my Deadpool 1. Not even the red part. It's the black part, the pleather side. This suit right here kind of reminds me of Spider-Man, where it's flexible, it's kind of durable, it heals itself. So I'm not worried about the red part. I hope the red part is sort of a rubber material that won't dry and flake over time. That's present on his ankle as well. You can see his shoes. By the way, I've seen some reviews where they're saying there's problems with the ankles. I got this from Big Bad not too long ago. So I'm hoping that this is, the unofficial second batch of this Deadpool, because I didn't feel any issues with his foot. I've seen reviews before where the peg on the foot broke, and now they're scrambling to get one, and all that stuff. Same goes with the first Deadpool. He has problems with his, wrist. It's kind of flaking because it's rubbing off to the hands. I got my own version. My V1 never had that issue. Sometimes it does pay off to get the later batch and not to have the first one. Head sculpt wise, different than previous Deadpool, because it actually has a separation from the neck to the head sculpt. It presents some visual inconsistencies, because you can see the line work is not completely aligned in there with the stitching and all that stuff, but it offers a better range of articulation having this option. Would I rather choose this than the fixed neck? Yes. I'd rather have a fuller range of, because who cares about the back part anyway, right? Like, no, you're not going to display this backwards. I'd rather have more range of motion, again, especially for a character like Deadpool, which he is really expressive. He has that that aura in him where the eye speaks to you. A little head tilt here and there would convey emotions. The magnetic eyes is before you just pinch the bottom. So this is how it looks like. There's a little bit of notch from the top to the back, and this is him doing the rock eyebrow, racing. I guess I could have used the smaller eye, but this is something you won't be able to do on the battling version. So maybe you could, if you buy separate pairs of eyes. Here you go, moving up, moving down. This is like I mentioned earlier. Like it's a two-piece neck part. So this black portion right here, you can have him in a T-pose, but the shoulder armor is kind of hitting the shoulder. That is a nice bend right there on his elbows. The black part, like I said, you move it around. That is one part where I'm a little bit concerned. You see that? I hope it doesn't flake over time. Or if it does, it takes a long time, Surprisingly, his legs could move pretty well. And this is one of my issues with the first one as well, which is his knee pads. When you bend it this way, it becomes unglued. Now it doesn't feel like it's gonna come unglued because they made some modifications to it where it's not completely attached. Like they put some leeway on the edge of it, so there's a little bit of give when you bend those knees. Look at that. He can sit down just well. Look at that bend right there. That is impressive for a figure like Deadpool, who has an overall just kind of like rubberish outfit. Not bad at all. Let's do some poses. And again, this is cool. This is one of the cool things you can do about Deadpool, is that you can play around with it. It's not like Vader, where Vader, you can do whatever you want. It's your figure. But displaying Deadpool, you can be serious. He could be a badass, or he could be carrying a baby in the TVA elevator right there. So, and head pull on his back. You can have fun with this, and you have all the accessories to do so. You can have dog pull, baby pull, head pull in here. So there's certain incentive of going for the clean version as well. This is the forest that he had a fight with Wolf. Is this the forest? Maybe. Or maybe I just downloaded the random forest there. But nonetheless, I was trying to recreate that scene where he's fighting a bunch of agents with TVA using his dynamic pole stand, with a waist grabber. Again, I wouldn't recommend this for a long period of time. This whole shoot right here is gonna last a whole 35 seconds, so I'm not worried. But would I ever leave him in this state? Absolutely not. No, that digging into the black part of his suit is not suggested at all. Even this pose right here, even though I feel like this material is gonna last, bending his elbows, you can see the creases on the elbows. And of course, if you're wearing real clothes, if you're not worried about those things, for sure, go ahead, pose it however you want. But for me, if he's not gonna be being taken a picture of or making a video, he's gonna be in a museum up and down pose. That's just how I'm gonna keep him. But this is a good looking pose right here. And this is him. I'm having this Wolverine stand up right now, since we don't have the proper Wolverine yet. And I think it still looks good. Obviously, he's not in his iconic yellow suit, but this is what I like this Wolverine as well. For the longest time, we've known Wolverine just with a singlet, with a wife beater shirt. But this one, it still looks pretty cool. Until we get that Wolverine. And this is the rest of my Deadpool family. I don't have Lady Pool when I shot this. I already have her now. Should have waited, but they look pretty cool. I got the X-Force Deadpool from Deadpool 2, a third-party Colossus, and of course, the most beloved figure of all time, Cable, who's still on sale right now that no one wants to seem to buy him. But I honestly like Deadpool. I mean, Cable in Deadpool 2. I like Deadpool 2. Not gonna, I don't know. I just like this entire, I guess, franchise, this IP. Final thoughts on this Deadpool. It's a great figure, honestly. The price is decent. Does it take away some of its mystique because we have the battling version? For sure. If I can only have one Deadpool, I'd pick that. I'm not gonna lie. But I guess it's meant to be that I get two Deadpool so I can enjoy best of both worlds. I just like the idea of that Deadpool having a Ryan Reynolds head sculpt, and then also the half mask head sculpt is just amazing to me. It's like comic book inspired. With that being said, this figure is no pushover. It's one of the best figures that I received in a while. It's very fun. There's a lot of things you can do about it. Maybe more things that you couldn't do with the battling version. If you could afford to have both, why not? That's my recommendation. If you ask me, and of course we're gonna vary on answers here. If I can only have one, I'd rather have the battling version. I'm not gonna lie. But for me, maybe it's a blessing that maybe it's meant to be that I bought this first, so I can enjoy two versions of Deadpool in my collection, and that I could leave the other one permanently with just an unmasked head sculpt or just the half mask. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep this guy. I'm not gonna sell him. He's too good to sell at this point. I just love this Deadpool family. I'm gonna get Kidpool too. While I'm at it, I'm invested in that IP. Love the movie. It's not The Dark Knight, but it doesn't have to be. Love the movie. So I'm pretty much gonna get everything on that one. I'm gonna do a No Way Home treatment on that. But let me know in the comments, how do you feel about this now, knowing that battling exists? You're gonna sell yours, gonna get both? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.